Welcome to NIOS. Today we will study part 2 of lesson number 15. The title of the lesson is Government of India. In the previous lesson we learnt about the meaning of constitution and preamble. We also learnt about the features of the constitution like democracy, republic, secularism, etc. and came to know about the features of Indian Constitution. Today we will study about the federal system of government in India. Learners, do you know that there is a federal system of government in India? Let us first of all try to understand its meaning. There are generally two types of countries in the world. In some countries, there is only one government for the entire country, which is known as unitary state. For example, in Britain, there is unitary system. While in some other countries, there are two governments at two levels, one at the central level and the other at the state level. For example, in Canada and America. In India also there is federal system of government. Let us now discuss about the features of the Indian federal system. Number 1 is two-level government. There are two levels of government in India. One for the entire country called the union government or the central government, and another for each state called as the state government. Number 2 is division of powers. The Constitution of India has divided the powers between central governments and the state governments. All the subjects are divided into three categories, that is lists, the union list, the state list and the concurrent list. The union list consists of 97 subjects like defence, railways, etc. Only central government can make laws about it. The state list consists of 66 subjects like police, local self-government, etc. Only state government can make rules for it. The concurrent list has 47 subjects. Both the central government and state governments can make laws on them such as education, electricity, etc. Number 3 is written constitution. Learners, India has a written constitution. The Indian constitution is neither very strict nor very flexible. Number 4 is independent judiciary. There is independent judiciary in India. The Supreme Court is the highest court in India. There are high courts under it and district courts at the lowest level. However, laws are same all over the country. Number 5 is India has a strong center. Learners, we know that there is federal system in India. However, the center is more powerful in India. This was done to ensure the unity of the country. State governments are powerful in their own states. However, the government at the center is most powerful. Dear learners, let us now learn about the parliamentary form of government in India. There are two forms of government, presidential and parliamentary. In presidential system, the three organs of government, executive, that is government, legislature, that is parliament, and judiciary are independent of one another. For example, in America, there is presidential form of government. However, in a parliamentary form of government, there is a very close relationship between the executive and the legislature, like in Britain, which has parliamentary form of government. Following are the main features of parliamentary form of government. Number 1 is close relationship between the legislature and the executive. Number 2 is responsibility of the executive to the legislature. Number 3 is that there is a nominal head of the state called president. Number 4 is that the real power is in the hands of Council of Ministers headed by the Prime Minister. Let us learn these 4 points one by one in more detail. Number 1, close relationship between the legislature and the executive. In India, there is a close relationship between the executive that is the Council of Ministers with the Prime Minister at the head and the legislature, that is the Parliament. Only the leader of the majority party can be appointed as the Prime Minister of India. It is important to note that the President has to ask for the advice of the Council of Ministers on all important matters. The President can be removed from his post by a process called as impeachment. IMPEACHMENT. Number 2. Responsibility of the executive to the legislature. This means that the government is responsible to the parliament. In fact, both the houses of parliament, that is Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, have the power to control the Council of Ministers. As members of parliament can ask questions from ministers regarding various policies and programs of the government. No bill, that is proposed law, can become actual law unless it is approved by the parliament. The annual budget has to be passed by the parliament. Number 3. Nominal executive. There are two parts of the executive in India. Nominal executive and real executive. The President, who is the head of the state, is the nominal executive. However, all the real powers of the executive are in the hands of the Council of Ministers. The President cannot act without the advice of the Council of Ministers. Number 4. Prime Minister is the real executive. Learners, in the parliamentary form of government, Prime Minister is the real executive. The President appoints all the members of the Council of Ministers on the advice of the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister decides about the departments of all the ministers. In fact, the Prime Minister heads over the meetings of the cabinet and informs the President about the decisions of the Council of Ministers. Any minister can be removed from his post by the Prime Minister. When the Prime Minister resigns, the entire Council of Ministers has to resign. Learners, it is true that the parliamentary system has been working nicely in India. Just like the parliamentary government at the centre, in states also the governor is the nominal head of the state. However, the real power lies in the hand of the Council of Ministers headed by the Chief Minister. Now that we have reached the end of this lesson, let us quickly revise it. Number 1, we learnt about the federal system of government. Number 2, we also learnt about the main features of the federal government in India. Number 3, we came to know about the parliamentary form of government in India. Number 4, we also understood about the main features of the parliamentary form of government in India. That's all for today. I hope you liked watching this video. If you have any queries, you may send us your queries to signlanguage@nios.ac.in. For more information, you may visit our website at www.nios.ac.in. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. Namaskar.